What's going on, YouTube? It's Sensei and place to be chilling, Mr. Andy. Back to give you guys another midweek wrestling war. Yes, we know it's not the war, but it's just the reviews of NXT 2.0 this week and AEW Dynamite. And joining me is my co-host, not Deion Sanders, for prime time.
What's up? What's up?
So we are back here. We had two good shows this week. We had NXT Spring Breaking. So which was like their little, I guess pay-per-view TV show. I don't think it's like, I mean, was this like a pay-per-view or enhanced show?
I think it's like one of their how AEW does their theme shows. I think this is something.
Okay, I'm about to say because we can't charge it as a pay-per-view on Fantasy because it's just not like Vengeance Day where it was actually a pay-per-view type thing, right? Yeah, or Stand Deliver. Yeah, those are the okay. It's one of those like Halloween Heavy type shows. Well, yeah. So they're doing the spring breaking. I think they kind of late on spring breaking though, but sure. And AEW had some good matches on there because they had the ROH Women's Championship champion versus champion match tonight, and I was just like, didn't know Diana Peralta was Ring of Honor Women's Champion. Didn't know Ring of Honor was showcasing their women.
She won it from Roxy, aka Roxanne Perez on NXT.
Oh wow!
She just lost it. Like whenever Roxanne Perez appeared in NXT, she lost it probably like the week before.
So. Gotcha. So yeah, that's what we got going on here. So might as well start out with NXT Spring Breaking. So this was a it's like their little mini show pay-per-views here, and then I thought tonight actually had a decent card. We got some main roster talent coming down in here, and they actually took the time to make it feel like a spring break type event in the shows when it came to the skits that they did, and when it also came to the the segments and the matches and everything. I was like, okay, so I will give credit when credit is due when they are actually trying to make things look legit enough when it comes to the thing. So we kick it off though with the North American Championship triple threat match. Carmelo Hayes taking on Cameron Grimes, taking on Solo Sikoa. This right here to me was the match of the night. These three men went out there and they had a damn good triple threat match, and everything was moving smooth like silk for the way that they were sitting there and doing all kinds of moves to each other. God, if I could take some of the moves, I know one where Cameron Grimes was on top rope, and then Solo Sikoa threw Carmelo Hayes up, and he caught him and Cameron Grimes a suplex, and they did like a Tower of Doom spot. Solo Sikoa did a double Uso thump to the corner of Cameron Grimes, and I keep saying Cameron Grimes and Carmelo Hayes. I keep getting their names mixed up, but they had some great chemistry, and I was just like, at the time, Solo Sikoa took most of the heat throughout the matchup to the point where I actually thought that he could win the actual matchup. So
I hope he should have, because I got him on my list. So.
Well, I mean, so it came close. It didn't come out to the wire because it hit Solo hits a super kick on Carmelo, and then he goes up to time and hits a Uso splash, but then on Cameron Grimes, and then Carmelo Hayes breaks it up, and then Carmelo Hayes jumps on Solo Sikoa's shoulders, and then he's about to go give him the Samoa drop, but then as he's like giving him the Samoa drop, like, you gotta picture this. So Carmelo Hayes is on Solo Sikoa's shoulders, right? And you know how they do the Samoa drop. As he's going for the Samoa drop, Cameron Grimes comes down and hits him with the cave-in off the top rope.
Gotcha.
And I was like, that's kind of dope. I'm not even mad at that. I was like, that's kind of dope. And I was like, okay, so he does that, and he pins Solo Sikoa, and that's how he retains the North American Championship.
I think Carmelo Hayes is out now.
You mean going for like the NXT Championship now, right?
Yeah, like I think he's out of that feud. I think that feud is just Solo Sikoa and Cameron Grimes now.
Yeah. Okay, I'm about to say because he ain't out. I mean, he had a damn good match, so you know.
No, he's not injured. No.
Yeah.
I don't think he goes for the title just yet because he's gonna wait for that storyline to finish. But I think he just floats until that storyline finishes.
Yeah. So they had like many things are going on when it came to like the spring break and stuff. Mandy Rose goes to the tanning salon, and then she's in the tanning bed, and Wendy Chu comes.
I've been seeing this all over my Twitter today. It's like slow motions of Gigi Dolan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is this? At first, I was like, why is this on my? What are y'all doing? But then it was a part of the show. I was like, WWE produced this? Okay.
I told you, they was doing a lot of spring breaking things, especially after what you sent me with Kate and Katana.
No, that was today.
The wink wink. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I want to see the extended cut. But anyway, Winnie Chu steals her clothes and changed the timer, and Mandy got burnt. So you see like a red Mandy Rose come out the tanning booth because Winnie Chu set her up, and she looks like the toxic attraction, and she's all burnt up. Nathan Frazier is ready, and he's going to go up against Grayson Wild tonight, and then of course the Creed brothers are backstage with Ivy now, and Strong walks in, interrupts, and says that they take things more seriously. They can't have a repeat of their gauntlet match, and assures them their focus. Strong says he's a leader Dynamite, and what he says goes. They miss Malcolm Bivens. I'm sorry, Roderick Strong. I understand that people like we explained on the podcast. Malcolm Bivens was not going to re-sign, obviously.
Well, Roderick Strong asked for his release too.
So yeah, but
they didn't give it to him.
They was going to grant him because they got creative plans for him. Yeah, right.
Sure they do.
Yeah, sure they do. So you know all that kind of crap.
Yeah, but having him on TV talking is definitely making it worse because he's definitely not a talker. So that's not something you would want to do. I can understand they wanted to give him another mouthpiece, of course, but having Roderick be like the main guy cutting promos is not the way to go at all.
That is not. I understand. Like I said, Malcolm did not want to resign, and I think they tried everything to be like, "Hey, please stay." But he's like, "No, I'm not dealing with this shit." So there you have it. Indy Hartwell is backstage with Duke Hudson, and both of them look sad. I wonder why. Because both their significant others were released, so they're quiet. And Hudson goes in for a kiss. And she's like, "Oh, hell no." And then he shouts back, "You wish." And I was just like, okay, we please don't do this. Grayson Waller takes on Nathan Frazier. This is Nathan Frazier's debut matchup. I know nothing about Nathan Frazier at all. I'll tell you right now, the boy good though. He's good. And honestly, the finish I wasn't really expecting too much because this was, they're both on the top rope, and then Nathan Frazier falls to the outside. He gets like caught in the guillotine. Then looks like, I don't know what Grayson was trying to do. He turns around on the top rope, but he slips himself and gets guillotined off the top rope, and he falls to the ring. Then Nathan Frazier comes and hits a beautiful Phoenix Splash. And it feels good to actually see a Phoenix Splash that does not end with somebody rolling through it to set up another move. It just like hits the Phoenix Splash.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time a Phoenix Splash was almost hit, Kota Ibushi got injured. I think so.
Because the Phoenix Splash to some people is not impressive anymore. That's why.
And that's sad because that's an impressive move. But Nathan Frazier picks up the win here. So they have a little skit like Godfather skit with Legado del Fantasma and Tony D'Angelo there in an Italian restaurant, and Tony has the family with him, and Santos asks why why is AJ with them? And then Tony says he is a concierge, and D'Angelo says he's calling this meeting before they get to the point where neither of them wants to be. They got off on the wrong foot, but he's a respectful man and wants to make amends. Some things like businessmen. Santos says he respects Tony carry himself, but not as a businessman. He looks at D'Angelo and he doesn't see a reason to trust him. He offers him a courtesy, but he put a fish on his car. They're really going straight Godfather stuff here. So, D'Angelo says that's enough business in NXT for both of them. Escobar says that they want similar things, but they're at very different points. Maybe they come together and share resources. And Escobar tells D'Angelo to follow his lead because he has a proven track record. Tony gets angry and says that he's a don of NXT. Santos says that they can call a truce, and Tony apologizes for his hot-headedness. And he and his conscience reminded him that peace is what's best for the family and the business. He wants to make a deal, and they make a toast to a peace agreement, but there's a lot of tension. I don't know necessarily what they're fully feuding about, but I'm just like, I like the skit. To be honest with you, I like the Godfather-esque skit. It reminded me of them. It's not on the same level, so don't quote me on it. But remember those Lucha Underground kind of skits. That's kind of reminded me of, maybe because of Santos. Last legend.
I think they're just trying to kind of deal with the current times about the show that's coming out about the Godfather.
Yeah. So it's a possibility. Last legend and the Tide take on Nikita Lyons, aka Yan Bigelow, and Cora Jade. So the match wasn't insulting. Obviously, this was the weakest match on the card. Obviously, for what is going on here, but was it the Tide comes at Lyons, but sends him back outside. Hits Legend with a German suplex, and Cora Jade gets the tag and hits the senton off the top rope to pin Last Legend. So the faces win. It's not not much of anything. Toxic Attraction are on the beach, and they are while Wendy Chu and Roxanne Perez are spying on them, and then they are going to the ocean, and Wendy and Roxanne start to steal their clothes and their car keys, and they go chase them off. So that's been a whole theme of them all night. Viking Raiders taking on the Creed Brothers, second best match of the night. Great tag team action. First of all, this is how the Viking Raiders should look, because they have not been in a feud or any good tag team matches. They've been getting fucking squashed by Omos in the absolute worst possible way. So it was great to see them actually in good tag team action in this matchup.
Yep.
So seeing all of them doing all the Viking Raiders stuff, and with the Creed Brothers, this is really good. And actually, the Creed Brothers was getting over in this matchup, but after Eric hits a knee to Brutus. No, Julius, because Brutus is the bigger one. Julius. Roderick Strong comes out, and he does a running knee to Eric and takes him out, and Julius picks up the win. But after the matchup, he tries to go celebrate with him because he had a hoodie on, but the Creed Brothers like, no, that's not the way we want to win. We want to win it on our own. And I was just like, okay, so they are really turning heel. Then after that, we see the AJ guy that was with Tony D'Angelo meet up with Santos Escobar in the parking lot, and then they kidnap the girl. The Fantastic pulls up an SUV, and they kidnap this guy. So I don't know what's going on with that. NXT Championship, Braun Breaker taking on Joe Gacy. Once again, I'm not a fan of the Joe Gacy character, of where his has been going. But however, the matchup I think was actually pretty good. They did a lot of back and forth. It was very, very they did a lot with intensity. I do like Joe Gacy's moveset for somebody his size. I like his moveset that he does with Braun Breaker, And Braun Breaker still, like I said, has a very good moveset as well. Doing the top rope bulldog, doing a lot of Steiner Brothers stuff here.
Yeah, I've seen the little the what can how can I explain this? The Bray Wyatt-esque move that he did.
Yeah,
He was on the turnbuckle upside down, but I was like, why does he need to do that?
he that's just a lot of the thing. Like they try to turn him into this mythical Undertaker fuse Bray Wyatt fuse into scary character here gimmick, and I'm like, that is not to me what really would have got Joe Gacy over. I really think they were scared to keep going with the woke gimmick and abandon shit and turn him into the scary creepy thing, which I don't think is working right for him. Gacy gets caught with a Frankenstein and a belly to belly for near fall. The breaker gets in the Gacy in the corner and then runs for tackle, but then Gacy avoids it. He goes for elbow drop, then goes for a sit out power bomb for near fall. Then he gets frustrated, then does his little springboard off the ropes, but Braun Breaker ducks the clothesline, hits him with a spear, and wins the matchup. After the match,
I was gonna say also he wore his dad's singlet from when he was on the first ever Monday Night Raw.
Rick Steiner's, yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. That pink one, that was a nice singlet. At first, I thought you were talking about his first WCW, so I was gonna say
no, the first Raw. Sorry,
first Raw, yeah. These two masked hooded figures get on the apron, and then it goes up. Breaker is looking at them to get taken out, and then they go and kind of mess with the Breaker, and I'm just like, and that's the way it ended. I'm just not liking this Joe Gacy character anymore. But Spring Breaking, actually, I thought it was actually a pretty decent show. I've not been a fan of 2.0 for a while, and I'm still not, and especially how things have been turning out. But I will give credit when credit is due when they put out on a decent show.
Yeah, pretty solid show.
But now it is time to go into AEW Dynamite. It is Wednesday night, and you do know what that means, Excalibur and Tony Schiavone. It is time for Dynamite, and of course, we are here. We Adam Cole comes out, and he is in WWE. Oh, I'm about to say something else because there's another article up here. He's on a commentary booth with JR, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone because the first matchup is the Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament qualifier. Bobby Fish taking on Jeff Hardy. So Adam Cole wants all of his Undisputed Elite to be in this tournament, and I already knew from Jump Street that every time they want a whole Undisputed something to be in something, Bobby Fish is always the odd man out. Always.
Yeah.
So I already knew when they said what this match was, I said Bobby Fish ain't winning this match. This going to Jeff Hardy. So let's see how the match goes. And actually the match went pretty well. Jeff Hardy obviously is more of a slow down pace, but Bobby Fish did a good thing here. He does a Falcon Arrow from the middle rope. Was it the middle or the top rope like he did last time, and then Jeff Hardy kicks out. Jeff Hardy goes for a the Whisper in the Wind was later. Jeff Hardy goes for another move, but then Bobby Fish turns it into like a leg lock, and I thought that was a kind of a good move here. And then Jeff Hardy fights out of it because on the outside, Matt Hardy's on the outside, and Jeff Hardy does go for the Whisper in the Wind and hits Bobby Fish in the back of the head. That gives him one of those killer swanton, like he just all weight falls around Bobby Fish and picks up the win. So Jeff Hardy wins the matchup. Young Bucks walk down. JR said like they got dressed in the dark. They stare at the Hardys, but they go check on obviously their Undisputed Elite member. So any thoughts on the opener?
Yeah, that's gonna be a double or nothing.
What the Hardys are Elite, or are we the Hardys and the Young Bucks, or you mean the Young Bucks and Red Dragon?
The Hardys and Young Bucks.
Did they pull a trick on that now?
I think they do it before. I think they do it at Double or Nothing. Yeah.
I don't know if the Hardys can work a regular style tag team match with them. Like I think you got to throw a gimmick in there because they're older. They can't work the Young Bucks pace. Jeff, I mean, because the Young Bucks be on their fast shit, and especially Nick. And I'm like, yeah, I understand Hardy's maybe 10 years ago.
I think they have chemistry though.
And they do have chemistry, but I'm like, if there's a ladder in there, if there's a gimmick in there that it can slow the.
I think they'll save it.
Yeah, they probably will save
it. Knowing the Young Bucks and the Hardys, how they would want to feud. First match would be regular. Second match would be like table or ladder or whatever, and then the third match would probably be a final deletion type match. Because they always said that they wanted to do Too Sweet or Delete, so it's coming sooner or later.
That is, yeah. It won't be a double, but it'll probably be an All Out. You think All Out,
or the next one? I don't know how long they're gonna keep this out, so it might be an All Out.
I'm saying, if you got Double Nothing that's in May, June, July, August, and it's the beginning of September, so it's not, it's a possibility. We get a William Regal video package about the Blackpool Combat Club. Is really good. And then they come out for a trios match against the Butcher, the Blade, and Helico, who I thought got released with Jack Evans, but obviously Helico's still here.
No, Jack Evans didn't technically get released. He just he got released, but it wasn't like a tag team thing. He just wanted to go.
Oh, okay. Cause I thought honestly I blindly thought that Jack Evans is gone and Helico's gone. But
no. But real quick, I like the detail though. I like how Bryan Danielson comes out by himself. I like how Moxley comes out by himself. But Wheeler Yuta has to get walked out by William Regal because he's still a pupil.
Yeah,
he still needs guidance. Too. I like that.
I like that. I'm like everything this Blackpool Combat Club is doing. The BCC. Yeah. I like everything they're doing right now. And especially when it came into the match when Moxley is just sitting there throwing the blade around, throws him into the steel steps, hurts his thigh for a little bit. Then goes back in there, he goes crazy. Bryan Danielson comes back in there and tags in a Helico. He goes and gives Helico the foot stomps, and then each man, it's like when the finish is about to come, they put each person into like a submission hold. Willie Yuta comes in with like a dragon sleeper, and Moxley puts like a bully choke on the blade, and then Bryan Danielson does the flexing and puts Helico on a triangle choke, and then Helico taps out, and then the Blackpool Combat Club win the matchup. So good trios matchup. I think they may be the first trios champions.
Nah.
You don't think so?
Nah.
Who you got over them?
Where's Kenny and the Bucks, man? Come on, man.
Oh, that's right.
Either Kenny and the Bucks or Adam Cole or Red Dragon. It's one or the other.
The Undisputed Elite?
It's one or the other. And then after that, they can put whoever they want. But I'm pretty sure there was, unless somebody else magically gets over by that time, then yes. But it's going to be one of those
two. The BCC is getting over?
No, I think they're getting over, but I'm saying that's to being the first. It's going to have to be something drastic. Like, I think the BCC can be the first ones to take it from them, of course. But, Young Bucks, they like to be the first or have, stuff like that.
Okay.
Because it was supposed to be the Young Bucks that win the tag team titles first, but SCU at that time was just so over that they had to win
it. SCU. On Rampage, I think it is, or next week. I think it's going to be what's his name? Jungle Boy taking on Ricky Starks for the FTW title.
Random, but all right.
It was. They announced it. So, Tony Schiavone is with Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. He said they have unfinished business with Team Taz. It says they are unproven. They have no choice, and they will swerve in our glory. I said they are forcing this tag team thing, and I don't know if I like it. To be honest with you.
See, and I don't. I like when they just don't talk because when they talk and they be like, "We're gonna," when they mix their catchphrases together, I don't like it. But when they just natural tag team and just don't talk and they're like, "We got a mutual enemy," I like it. So
Yeah,
we'll see what
I
happens.
don't think Keith Lee and Swerve need to be teaming. You know what I'm saying, like that. I think they should just be doing some individual accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I understand the team task thing of it, but I'm like, but Keith Lee and the Swerve thing, I agree. I don't like them combining their thing at all. Warlords. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I think they wait. I feel like they waited on Keith Lee because, like, even when he first got to NXT, everybody knew he was a big star, but they waited. They waited on Keith Lee for a while until they was like, "All right, now it's your time." Yeah. So I think they wait on Keith Lee just because it's like you can build him up at any moment. That I feel like you can wait till the right time. Like everything is kind of stacked right now, so they probably put him in the tag team division just to put him on TV still. So I can see why, but hopefully it leads to Keith Lee getting this big, get something.
Yeah, like it started with the TNT championship or TBS was TNT championship. So, Warlords escorted to the ring with the handcuffs.
Oh my gosh, bro! So I haven't seen the entrance part from the past few weeks. This is the Goldberg-ish entrance.
This is the Goldberg / Kane 2003 entrance.
Everybody's like Warlow, and he has no music, so it's like, all right.
Yeah, and then but remember how Kane used to come with the towel? And he was handcuffed and shackled.
Yeah. Anyway.
So MJF and Shawn Spears are at the top, and they said that MJ said he would love to say it's great to be here, but he'd be in line piece of shit, and then so he said, well. Right now, we gotta have a man that's coming through 7 feet tall, and he introduced him as William Morrissey, aka Big Cass, and Warren Morrissey takes on Warlow. So, I mean, I'm glad Big Cass got himself back into shape. He's on Impact. He looks intimidating.
I think this is the best shape he's ever been. I would say he's on one of his best runs he's ever been on, just in life. And I mean, this his wrestling hasn't got he's still whatever. Like I'm not clamoring to see a W Morrissey match or whatever, but I just like personal growth is always good.
Yeah, it is. It's always great like that. There are a chance of we want Enzo, no we don't, and I agree with the no we don't. Morrissey hits a boss man slam for a 2 count. Warlow his back elbows in the corner.
Now look, I tried to know JR all night, but I did hear this part. He was like, "Oh, boss man slam." He was a nice guy. Like, okay.
Well, JR like his old school moves.
He was a nice guy, boss man. Yeah, okay.
JR like his old school moves.
But it's not a boss man slam, though.
Yeah.
It's a boss man slam, but no, you can't call it the real name,
What was it called? A sidewalk slide slam?
Yes, a sidewalk slam.
Yeah. No, man, it's boss man.
That's like if you was that's the black hole slam right there. Former best used to do that. Now it goes by Chris Parks. Okay. God. Hey, thank you, JR. That's a big boot right there. Tess used to do that finisher. Andrew Tess Martin. That's his real name. Yeah. Make sure I don't get it wrong, Frakes. Okay.
That's funny.
The pedigree. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, the state for JR is hilarious.
The Super Cake move invented by Shawn Michaels. Everybody does it now, but hey, I'm not complaining. Yes, I am.
That's how you do beat. I think if I said something, he said something about the boss man slaying.
Hit him with a tombstone. Power original. My friend Mark used to do it all the time. Nobody kicked up what he did, though. I'm just giving a suggestion.
God, you gotta hear when you talk about the back rake. Oh, he hates the back rake.
Why are you raking his back?
Oh God, he hits the boss man slam for a 2 count. Warlow hits the back
He's
elbows.
nice guy.
And he goes gives him a moonsault. And Warlow lands on his feet.
Oh, nice moonshot. My friend Chris used to do it all the time.
And Warlow pulls the straps down.
I haven't seen him do it in a long time, but he used to do it.
He hits Morrissey with the power bomb and wins the matchup.
And that's a big power bomb, son.
Security gets in the ring and handcuff Warlow, but then MJF says, actually Warlow fights him off, but then Shawsky comes out to the ramp to send more security. But Warlow
you fighting security, huh?
The crowd goes wild, and Warlow fights off does a security guard. Warlow powerbomb security guard out the ring onto more security.
I will tell you, most of those security guards are like wrestlers from DPW. I don't know if you know what that is, but this company DPW, most of those wrestlers are from there, and I think it's hilarious. But like JR doesn't have the same intensity. I know he's older, but like him beat up these security guards, I feel like would have been great with a JR going crazy moment.
Yeah.
He's beating up this security, like something like that, but obviously
he got a family, damn it. But
yeah, like I know he's older, so yeah, I understand that. But
I just sometimes think that Jared is not like this brand of wrestling.
I think he just checked out in a sense. Like, yeah, but like, just imagine we got prime JR.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. That MJF is just a Jezebel. Look at it, like just the J and MJF is for Jezebel.
There's a place in hell for faces like MJF. Yeah, he would have been there. Warlow's going to kill you, Chance, and then MJF says, "Well, look, if you want to, why don't you want to have a match? And I'll let him out the contract if only in a few conditions. Those conditions will be a contract signed, not a dump like this, but in the most magical place on earth." In Long Island, New York. So next season will be the
MJF is going to be the face.
Yes, that's what's most magical place in New York. Tony Schiavone is backstage with Jamie Hayter, Donovan Baker, DMD, Storm, and Soho. They will open Rampage this week with a tag team matchup. And so
I gotta be on Rampage on Friday.
It's so
I want to see this matchup close and personal.
It's funny you talk about JR because Ruby Soho, it seemed like when she does a promo, it's just like she either is catching herself or wants to say something else and it doesn't say it, and it sounds like she's coming off like she don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Well, she probably, like, knowing how she probably had something that she wanted to say and either probably forgot it or probably thought, oh nah, that's either too like she probably want to say something that they probably just didn't go over necessarily as an insult or whatever, and probably thinks better of it.
Yeah, she probably because her promo just ended like, she said they're counting out of minutes until they can humble them, and they going nowhere. I was like, what? I was like, okay. Yeah,
it's like she want to censor herself for the
Yeah. Tony Schiavone's in the ring and the AEW World Champion Hangman
Wait
Page.
a minute. Did we just cut from Tony to Tony?
Yes, we did.
They do that a lot. It was like, all right.
They do. Well, cowboy shit come down to the ring, and then he says, "Look,
it's that cowboy shit, isn't it?"
That's what he did say. He like this. He's like, "Oh, well, that cowboy shit, isn't it?"
Every time, JR.
That cowboy shit, isn't it?
I've been trying to tone JR out, but sometimes he just get through.
Oh, they gotta be a shirt. That cowboy shit, isn't it?
It probably is already.
Oh, Page comes out and says it will be easy to say he looks forward to standing across from seeing it for the best in the world. He said it's gonna be easy that CM Punk, it's gonna be an honor. He said, but you know what? That isn't gonna happen. At Double Nothing, there's gonna be no handshake. It's gonna be no Bret Hart tribute match. I will destroy CM Punk. And he says, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but CM Punk is not here now. He's probably off from another TV show, or wherever he is, he will embarrass Punk. You got a fight, and it'll be the fight of your life. Then they showed another backstage thing.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Hangman Page is not going to New Japan as champion.
He's not.
I'm gonna just keep that in mind because I'll be honest with you. If they do Hangman Page versus Okada, I personally would be very disappointed. Not that I know Hangman Page and Okada will have a good match, but I'm like, this is one of your only chances to do Okada versus CM Punk or Okada versus Bryan Danielson. And since Okada's the champion, it would make sense for him to go against CM Punk. Exactly. Now, off topic, I would be honestly, I would love, even though he's old, I would love if Thunder Liger wants to come back if he wants to, or if Cage what's his Cage Moto? Oh my god, you know who I'm talking about.
I wouldn't know the New Japan name.
The Cage Moto is the Great Muta. The Great
Muta, okay.
So like, if the Great Muta is like, look, I want to do like a tag match or something, like something simple where he could just do, and they ain't taking it. Like, I want to see him just for the the fanfare.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things they got set up obviously for this new Forbidden Door show.
FTR versus Gorillas of Destiny. I need that.
Oh, come on. The Tongas are still for New Japan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I will see them in action too. Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt and Satin Singh are backstage. They said, "Where's their red carpet? AEW is at fault because they didn't give them the red carpet and talk about all these international superstars. Well, how did they talk about Satin Singh? How can they talk about Jay Lethal as the longest Ring of Honor champion? But you know what? He said that it's AEW's fault and they're backing the wrong horse and to I can't pronounce that name. And Lethal embarrassed him on Rampage."
I like that it said that they're backing the wrong horse. I was talking about Hangman because they're
Yeah.
But it's Sanjay is strictly a manager here, and I've listened to like 3 or 4 wrestling podcasts talking about this. I'm tired of them disrespecting Sanjay Dutt. This man really was the best Indian superstar for like 20 years, and like people are just People are just like, oh, it's just a manager. I'm like, oh no, he's more than just a manager. Him and Jay
had a good rivalry back in Impact.
They had like a 3-year rivalry, seemed like over SoCal Val. But yeah, no, Sanjay Dutt was actually good. Sanjay Dutt probably gets the Chavo treatment. I feel like he got treated like how Chavo gets treated.
Do you think he gets the treatment worse than Daivari?
No.
Okay.
Daivari is probably the worst, other than Muhammad Hassan. Daivari is probably the worst shooting wrestler ever. Yeah. I'm so serious, bro. This man's theme song was a bomb. A bomb.
That's so wrong.
It was.
That is so wrong.
His name, every time he gets a name in Impact, it was like a racist name. He had like 2 different names. They was both like. He couldn't just be Daivari or something regular. He had to be like Al Farouk Bashir. Like it was all these like Al Bashir, Aminu. It was like, bro, I can't just be my name. Yeah. I can't just be Sean Daivari. My name is Sean. Like,
yeah, no,
but yeah.
The rest of us just treated them terrible.
They kicked Muhammad out the whole business as a whole, man. The kid has been off of the earth for a little bit.
Yeah. We're getting ready to make our way for the next matchup of Jericho taking on Santana. As Jericho's coming out to the ring, Santana just dives out and starts attacking Chris Jericho. Starts beating him down, throws him to the steel steps, brings the steel steps, like the whole steps and the base over to like the side of the ring. He gets on the apron, but Jericho hits a clothesline, knocks Santana onto the steps, and they roll in there. And then now we get in our match started. But before we get the match started, it's time to go for a picture-in-picture. So
where's Frank Crowley? Picture-in-picture.
Yeah. Oh, so when they go back, Jericho goes for the walls of Jericho. Santana gets to the ropes, and Santana hits roll up, but then Jericho kicks out. They go for some chops. Excuse me. Santana hits a cutter and a cover, but it's only 2 count. Ortiz is on the outside.
My friend Randy hits cutters all the time. Nobody kicks out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Moxie had a cutter earlier also, and there's a lot of cutters like because Phoenix hit one also. But anyway.
Well, I mean, the cutter is an indie move,
yeah.
So of course there's going to be a lot of cutters and a lot of cutters and super kicks and Canadian destroyers are like the indie move starter kit.
Yeah, I mean, they all use it because DDP was using that cutter for these indies, so I'm just saying.
I'm saying though, but everybody like those are now indie moves:
yeah.
super kick, cutters, and the Canadian destroyers, and maybe 450s too. Whatever.
Yeah. JAS is on the outside, and Santana hits a discus lariat, but cover 2. They hits a high sentai cannonball to Jericho in the corner, and then Daddy Magic distracts the ref, and Jericho hits a low blow, and then hits a Judas effect, or Judas. They say elbow. It's effect. Judas effect for the 3 count. Jericho wins, and afterwards, Jericho Appreciation Society attacks Santana and Ortiz after the match and takes out Ortiz with a baseball bat, and he sent over Santana and Ortiz. Samoa Joe is backstage and says, challengings are the territory of brave men. On Rampage, he's coming for Lethal. That should be a good one. It probably would be even better one if it was 10 years ago.
I think it'd still be good now.
Yeah. The Gun Club are backstage and they confront the Acclaim, mock the raps, and give them a gift. The gift are scissors. Billy Gunn says, stick it in.
I don't want to see the Acclaim versus the Gun Club.
I don't want to see the Gun Club.
True, but like the Acclaim, I feel like in the actual arenas, I've been in the arenas where they come out. The Acclaim, well, at least Max Caster is over, so it's just weird why they're not upper in the tag team. I know they're probably not the best wrestlers, but I feel like them and like Private Party should be like featured at least a little more often.
Yeah. I know you had to see this because this is when I started driving home when I got off of work, so I missed the Varsity Blondes and the whole House of Black confrontation. What happened with that? Because when I got back, we made it to the Dante Martin and Ray Phoenix. So what happened between there? I know Jay Gardner.
Julia and her eye.
Her eye still messed up?
Well, she had the eye patch on. And Aleister Black was like controlling her. He was like, all right, now beat him up. So they gave her a chair. She's about to hit Griff Garrison with the chair, but she couldn't do it. So Aleister Black basically was just about to beat her up, and then Pac and Penta and Phoenix came out and kind of ran him away.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, that was summed it up. That was a stupid segment to me, but like, I'm like, if you're going to have her turn or whatever, you got to have her turn to actually have her do it, like. Because I thought she was going to turn here, but then the way she had that chair, I was like, oh, these are not going to be convincing chair shots at all. Exactly. So I'm like, if you're gonna have her turn, you got to have her like swing the chair, not just do the and hit her with it. Nah, you got to like swing the chair.
Yeah, you got to have some impact behind that. No pun intended.
First of all, I knew she wasn't going to hit him because the chair was the wrong way. The chair was facing like the back of the chair, like you know how they like the. It was like when you bend it at.
Yeah.
That part was facing down, so like she would have hit him with the back and not the seated, the cushion part.
Oh.
So yeah, I knew she wasn't about to hit him.
Yeah, no. I know that had to probably hurt. When I got back, we were here for the Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament. Dante Martin taking on Ray Phoenix. Well, what a matchup this was, because Dante Martin and Ray Phoenix had a good one because they kept doing high flying moves. You never knew what necessarily was going to happen. They both were on the top rope at one point. And
Ray Phoenix said, "This is my first match back. I gotta die again."
Exactly. They well, first of all, Ray Phoenix gives a pop up cutter to Dante Martin. And it's a 2 count.
Oh, is that a cutter again?
Yeah. And then we hit the Fight Forever chant, so we could be recording that for the video game. And then Martin goes
Oh,
for
they
a
didn't
roll,
already
and
call it
there's
they
a
chance.
2 kick. Dante Martin has a super kick, then they go on top rope, and Phoenix goes top
Oh,
rope for
shrimp kick, you say? Shrimp kick too?
well, they go on top rope. You go really like this, JR. Phoenix goes for a Spanish fly, but both men land on their feet. And then Martin
Why? Man, both landing on your feet, son. You're gonna blow out your knee pretty soon, son.
Yeah, shit. I think I'm gonna blow my knee. Look at that now. Then Martin goes for it's a clothesline. He goes and hits the poison Rana.
No, so why is she going for a poison Rana right here?
Yeah.
That's unfair.
Phoenix sold the shit out of that poison Rana, and he goes
JRB, now why is she going for his finisher right now? Sorry. Keep going.
But Martin misses the moonsault, and then he goes for a crossbody dive. Gets caught by Phoenix into a Owen Hart style sit out power driver, and then there it is. After the match, Phoenix shows Martin the respect, and then Darby Allin the Sting backstage says, "Hey Jeff, you won. It's gonna be a special night." Sting back there is like, "Yeah, Jeff, I know you're going to give it all, and Darby's going to give it all, and yeah, it's going to be a special night." I was like, I couldn't do without any of that. I was like, I get it, but I could get. I'm sorry.
I honestly, I personally would have had Dante win.
I thought it pushed the new guy. I mean, like, come on, we already seen the Ray Phoenix stuff like that. I thought he was going to push the new guy.
I would have had Dante win just because, like, it'd be like a fresh blood in the Owen Hart thing. Because, like, Jeff Hardy is in it because Jeff Hardy faced Owen Hart before. Obviously, Adam Cole is in it because he's just a big star, obviously. Kyle O'Reilly is in it because he's Canadian.
Yeah.
Dax Harwood is in it because he loves Bret Hart and the Harts.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe is in it because he's just a good competitor. And then they got a Joker's wild. A Joker. I don't know who that Joker is going to be.
Oh boy, I don't know neither. I'm just like, probably somebody they gotta just price. If
it's a Joker person, I don't want to say this, but it could be somebody like Shamrock just to have them do something. So like a tribute to say we did it.
I am not mad of it if it is Shamrock, because Shamrock and Owen Hart got history.
Yeah, so I think it might be somebody closer to Owen. That's why it's a Joker. So like obviously somebody that's not going to win, or somebody that just wants to do like a tribute match to Owen. So it could be Mark Henry, because Mark Henry and Owen are good friends. It could be Mark Henry. We don't know. Actually, I would kind of like it if it was him. Actually, never mind, because I don't know how he can go. But I just think any sentiment like that would be nice if it is. Now, if it's just a random guy, I personally don't know how I would feel about that because everybody else had to qualify. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it's probably going to be like D.H. Smith or something.
Oh, I hope it's not like D.H. Smith, be honest with you. Thunder Rosa makes her entrance, and she has a story to tell, but then, of course, it comes out, Serena Deeb comes out and says... So
she gets interrupted every week. Literally, she says two words.
I liked where they were going with the match because Deeb said that they going to change the women's division, but or change that the number one woman has had the championship. But for some reason, this promo segment just didn't... it was missing something. And Thunder Rosa is just like... She kept saying something, but then she put the mic down and she didn't say anything.
No, Thunder Rosa is not a good promo. I'm sorry.
Okay, good.
She's a great wrestler, but like, no, I honestly, Thunder Rosa is one of those people where when she just talks regular, she talks like it's like, because obviously she's bilingual, and it feels like she goes too fast to where she almost goes into another language.
Okay.
Because I've heard her just talking regular, talking on like busted open and stuff. And like, no, she does like she's not a good talker, but she likes to talk. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make perfect sense. Because
she's not a good promo.
And I was like, this whole segment, I was like, it's missing something. And I was like, I ain't gonna try to trash Thunder Rosa right now, but I was like,
Thunder Rosa's a good wrestler. I mean,
Yeah.
wrestling and promos are different.
Serena Deeb said that Rosa had the shortest women's championship reign in history, and double know that she's taking the championship. See you in Vegas. Next week, John Silver's taking on CM Punk because we're in Long Island, so there you go. He said, meet the meat man, mano y mano. Then we got the main event, the undisputed Ring of Honor Women's Champion, Champ versus Champion, Diana Peralta taking on Mercedes Martinez.
Yes, this match came about because there was an interim champion because Roxy went to WWE.
Okay.
So she dropped the championship to Diana Peralta, but something happened with Diana Peralta where she wasn't able to defend her title. So they had to do a interim champion, which Mercedes Martinez won.
Oh, okay.
So then it was like, all right, now we're gonna combine the belts. You know what? Just keep going with the match. I'm just surprised that the person that won, but whatever.
Well, to be completely honest with you, I know it's going to be unpopular opinion, but the match was kind of boring to me. I
can understand that. It's Mercedes Martinez and Diana Peralta. They don't have the most exciting styles, especially with Mercedes. Mercedes, she has good matches, but her matches are kind of slow and technical. And Diana is technical based too, but she can ramp it up.
Yeah, I know she's more like a specialist, but the thing is, like, all the offenses she was doing, it wasn't really getting the crowd excited at all. It was just like, and I was like, it didn't have that main event feel to it. I was like, I didn't see y'all put
this should not have been the main. This should not have been the main event. It should have been Phoenix and Dante. But they probably want to do because they want to say, oh, it's a women's championship main event. I get it, but should not have been main event. Like, I'm sorry to say, but Mercedes Martinez should never be your main event at this day and age. I am sorry. I'm just saying, like, she's not at the point to where she should be in the main event. And I guess that's probably bad on my part, but like, that's just for somebody else, in my opinion.
Yeah. I know. I'm saying, like I said, it was kind of boring. It was more of a technical style matchup here, and it's like we were trying to find the chemistry. The crowd wasn't really into it. Peralta bites out Martinez's hand to get the Dragon Sleeper, and then Martinez just put the Dragon Sleeper on Peralta, and then she taps out, and so the new undisputed Ring of Honor Women's Champion is Mercedes Martinez, and then afterwards, Peralta shakes her hand.
It's either Diana is going away for a little bit, or she's signing with a company or something. Because
I thought she already with Impact, right?
Was her contract must be coming up or something. Whatever the case is, because she had 3 championships and she just recently lost them all in a span of 2 weeks.
I gotta catch up because last I see Diana Peralta, she was in that death match with Mickie James at Impact at Hard to Kill.
Yeah. Okay, so she had the AAA Women's Championship for almost a year or whatever. So she had the AAA Women's Championship, and then she had the Impact Women's Championship. Lost the Impact to Mickie, of course, and then never got that back. Then she gained the Ring of Honor Championship, and she had another company's championship, and then she lost that company's championship. Then she lost the AAA championship to Taya Valkyrie, and then she lost this championship to Mercedes Martinez. So it's either she's about to sign an exclusive deal or something, or she's just stepping away from wrestling for a little bit, because you just lose all your titles in the span of a week and a half.
Yeah,
something fishy to me.
I'm probably going to go with the stepping out, probably trying to try new ventures. Could be a mental health thing. I don't know.
Because did the same thing to the Iconics.
Yeah. Yes.
They lost their championships, and then they lost their championships. Then they said we're done with wrestling for the moment, and then I guess they're going to try to do acting or something. I don't know.
Well, more power to those women. But that was the NXT 2.0 and AEW Dynamite reviews this week. I think Spring Breaking was a better show than Dynamite was this week. I mean, they had some good matches on Dynamite, obviously, but for just this week only, I thought the Spring Breaking one was a better episode. To be honest with you. How about you, Prime?
Yeah, Spring Breaker was cool. I can understand. I got you.
Are you going with that? Or you still go with Dynamite?
Oh, I'll go with Spring Breaking.
Okay. And yeah, so guys, this is our midweek wrestling war. Make sure you guys check this out. Hopefully, we could put this stuff up every single Thursday, and we'll be back next week. You know, for more to try to keep on a consistent basis. And so once again, if you guys like it, hit the subscribe button for more. Hit the like button, also helps out the video. So once again, this is NC, the place to be. Trying to stay D, and not Deion Sanders for prime time.
All right, y'all.
All right, and the Nerd Coalition is out.